Calcifer, and I have been working on a new monster training slash raising simulator, and it's going to have a phase 2 that is going to have an open world exploration slash monster battler system. This is my second build of it that I've been building out with AI and Unity. So as you can see, we got the very basics down. I had a different background image for it, it's just not loading right since I've been trying to tweak things. But you can go to the ranch. And go over to the lab. Let's hatch a mystery egg. We got an SR ranked Nairo, wow. Alright, let's go back to the ranch, we'll train it. Now, all of the assets are very early. But considering this was built in a day or two, well, actually it took 3 days because on day 2, the AI ended up deleting half of the files that I ended up building for phase 2, so I had to rebuild all of phase 2 again. But we won't talk about that. It is only a slight, huge annoyance. So we can do tournament system. No, that's not built out yet. So that's basically as far as this game got. And then I started switching over to something called Lovable AI. This is what Lovable AI was able to build out all on its own within another day or two. So we obviously got our little intro story dialogue going on. We got our rival already challenging us to a battle. We can see the battle log up above to the right. You can see the turn order of the monsters, because this can go up to a 5v5, where each monster will attack in different orders based off of their speed and their stats. There we go, now I finally damaged me. This has a gotcha pull system, where you can summon different monsters, you can get different eggs and items. All of the little icons and everything are obviously placeholders, but considering this was done in a couple of days, it's not bad. You got the Nexus shop, which allows you to buy different training equipment and facilities, so you can train more monsters passively. You get EXP boosters, get healing items if any of your monsters end up injuring themselves. Eventually I'm going to be making different animations for all of these different menu options. You can train your monster, different training routines, they'll affect different stats. You can send them out on jobs to make some money. You also get stats over time. You got little story encounters where people will come and visit you at your ranch. This also has a calendar system so that you can see how much time is going by while you're doing your training, your rest, and everything like that before any tournaments come up. You can move monsters in and out of your ranch storage. If you have excess monsters and they're in the storage, you can choose up to 3 starting off to train passively when you're just doing other stuff in the game. Let's test out the tournament system. Alright, looks like I need to fix that with the tournament too, because it's supposed to make you have multiple rounds. Let's check out the calendar system. Oh, the calendar has a thing showing up as to when each tournament is. The phase 2 that I've been working on, from what we saw in the first Unity version, or the Unity build, this has a lot of the roughness too, but this is just the base core system. So what I'm doing is I'm having all of the assets replaced with my assets. So all of the grass, all of the pathing. I already have all the tiles built out. All the NPCs, I have the NPC models built out for. So my next update for the game is going to be having that update for my overworld so that players can have their own little open world adventure system in this game too, so it's kind of a game within a game. I'm trying to avoid, this is obviously going to be the tall grass, and that does have an encounter too. So this already built out, like basically a wilderness zone. I'm thinking this is going to be the tournament area. Oh, that had a little danger warning, strong monsters. Let's see, how strong am I going to get my butt kicked? Oh, that's an SSR and A ranks, yeah. Yeah, I don't think my Master Weaver's going to be able to carry. What I like about this build is I can still just get the animations for everything made. I can replace the assets for the monsters and everything with new ones. I can even make like 3D models for them made. And this is a solid foundation for a build for this kind of game. But yeah, this has a battle pass. Earn extra rewards. Yeah, this is as far as the game got so far. Phase 3 is going to be building out a farming simulator in the ranch. I want to essentially have different monsters be able to help out around the ranch. I want to have kind of like a Sunhaven farming system where you can just have like your ranch home. I'll have a similar overworld for it or a map for it where it'll just be a giant fenced-in yard. You can or have different parts of it be built for training equipment, and then monsters can train on that and, you know, gain stats passively. We can have other monsters do jobs around the yard and everything passively, and just kind of have the full farming simulation system mixed in with like having the monsters help out. Obviously, for all the crops and everything, that'll have a system where it's like you can set up a shop, and then that will earn you passive income. And then you can also just farm specific crops to keep your monsters fed because you need to feed them every month. Oh, I got no energy. Interesting. So it actually prevents you from being able to do stuff unless you have full energy. No barking, mister. So you can see my monster's getting a little bit hungry. So the farming can play into you need to feed your monsters, you need to make income, because if your monsters ever get injured or anything, then you do have to come over to the Nexus shop, and then you have to buy cures or salves. Or what's going to be set up is like the conquests are going to be more and more difficult. I want to add different element zones to the overworld so that we can have kind of like a gym leader system too. But yeah, this is not bad for the beginning. It's only going to get better from this point on.